A lot of guys talk about accountability. You hear that every time the team loses. And you've been accountable since day one about the line. Deontay's accountable. I should have caught that ball. Minka. From a media standpoint, that's my version of accountability. Is it different player to player? What are you guys talking about when you're just talking about we have to be accountable?
Yeah, I think when the team, you talk about a team aspect, I think it's holding your teammates accountable and not letting stuff slide, right? Whether it be MAs, missed assignments, late to a meeting, late to this, late to that, just not on your P's and Q's. You have to hold those guys accountable and be on time, be a professional, and do the things you're supposed to do.
It's well beyond I made this play or didn't make this play.
It's well beyond the
I had a holding
physical,
penalty.
Well beyond the physical aspect of the game. It's more about the mental aspect and what happens in here day in and day out.
Is that something that you think was an issue, or is that just sort of a fail-safe when you're upset after a loss and you don't really know what to say?
Yeah, I don't think it was an issue, but when you're 2-6, you try to look for answers, right? And looking deeper at ourselves as an offense, I think there's times where we could have held guys more accountable, and we could have been accountable ourselves. But again, when you're 2-6, it becomes an issue, right? But if you're 6-2 and maybe it's not an issue then, but when you're 2-6, those little things start to add up, I think, and you look for the answers and how to make things better, and being accountable and holding guys accountable is a big part of that.
Who does that, and how do you do it?
I think it's, for the most part, it's done in the locker room, right? It's done in position rooms, and luckily we got a really good group, and most of our guys are on time for the most part, and when they're not, we do hold them accountable in our room, and that's how it is for the most part. But there's just little things here and there that slip through the cracks, and maybe we weren't as holding guys accountable, but when you're 2-6, you got to hold guys accountable.
They made a trade subtracting from this year for next year. How do you interpret that at 2-6? Chase was playing some pretty significant snaps. Yeah. You didn't get a player back.
Right.
So, in theory, on paper, you're lesser now than you were.
Yeah, I think it's part of the National Football League. I've been traded before. Teams are always looking for answers and for options and for draft picks, and what goes on upstairs in those rooms is way above our pay grade.
And is there any sense that you guys have been pretty close, or is it just a bottom line deal? 2-6 is 2-6.
Yeah, I mean, we can say we've been close, but that's not going to help anything, right? We've been saying that for 8 weeks now. I think we're past the point of saying that, because it does feel like we're close, but you can't just keep saying that. We got to look for answers and try things different. We can't just keep doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results. So it was a good week to kind of self-scout and self-critique and look deeper into where we can get better.
What'd you see?
A big thing in the last 2 days in practice is just focusing on fundamentals. I said this earlier in the week. Coach T made a point of it that offensive leaders are not super fundamentally sound, and when it comes to that, I think these 2 days, in the season you don't get a lot of individual time, so maybe some of those fundamentals start slacking, but kind of a refocus on fundamentals and trying to change things up on offense and just find the answers and find the plays that haven't been made. We just got to find them.
You still feel like you will, or is it frustration being
always.
a factor?
You always feel like you will, right? I mean, if you come in this building, you don't feel like there's going to be an answer, or you don't feel like you're going to be successful. That's a bad attitude to come to the building with. I think you're always looking for those answers. You're always looking to get better, and you always think you're close. And day in and day out, you got to keep going and keep trying to find those.